Hey, how y'all doing? This is Hunt 919 Truth Sports with another segment. I'm gonna get right into it. This segment is going to be Alton MCCaskill, the running back, sophomore running back from Colorado University. Of course, if you look up, this is a so I like to give credit, sometimes when it's due from other channels. But Alton MCCaskill, he finished fourth in yards on the team last year with the leading rusher, leading them with only 321 yards. Alton, when he was playing for Houston, probably could have got that in 2 games, if not in 1 game. Last year, he had 14 carries for 59 yards, averaging 4.2 yards a game. 9 yards was his longest run. He had 0 touchdowns. And, of course, that's a huge letdown for a player of his caliber. The one thing that's worrying me about him coming back from an ACL injury from a couple of years ago is his status on the website says questionable. I don't want to act like I'm overlooking things, and I could be. And that could be because I'm a big fan of his and I'm hoping for the best for him. But it's saying questionable, which I don't know if that means anything. That could be an overlook or an oversight, but I don't like it. Because of, and I'm gonna get more to it at the end, but let me get into it. I liked him anyway. He's from the same conference. He came out of the conference with East Carolina, so I kind of heard his name before, but I didn't know he was transferring to Colorado until he actually arrived. I had no idea where he was going. I didn't even know he had gotten hurt, to be honest with you. But I saw on Prime's parents that his family moved, or his mom and his brother moved from Texas to Colorado. Which may be why he chose to stay another year and trust Coach Prime. I don't know, because of I wasn't the only one. I just didn't like the way he was underused last year. He basically didn't play. Then they said that he was having issues with his knee, but at the same time they had him on special teams. So I don't know what happened. I'm talking from a fan's perspective. Because I'm truly pulling for him. I know that they got another running back in already working out with them. And I'm hoping he beats the kid out, but I just think he deserves a legit chance to get legitimate carries for University of Colorado before we judge him. And I thought it was a big deal from watching Prime's parents with Big Dog Chico. You can look him up too. His mom and them were totally invested in the program, totally invested in Coach Prime, and of course totally invested in him, and her son. But I'm gonna get right into this. While Benny transfer, when he was getting looked at, he also took visits to Arizona State, Florida, and Oklahoma State, and I'm sure a lot more was looking at him. But I just wanted to say that just to let you know what type of schools was looking at him. He ranked as the number 111th prospect in the transfer portal and the number 9 running back in the transfer portal. He had 1,000. He was over 1,000 yards of offense and 18 touchdowns in 2021 as a freshman with Houston. And this is my worry. I hope that he's not being there and being too nice, because I'm watching him with some of these practices, and there's nothing wrong with having fun. So don't take it like that. I'm an ex-athlete, so I know a little bit what I'm talking about. He just looks a little too comfortable and a little too nice. And what I want him to understand is Coach Prime and them, yes, they love you, but at the end of the day, they're coaches and they're there to win. You can love Coach Prime all day and all night like I do, but that doesn't mean you're going to play. So me personally, I would like to see him a little bit more focused, a little bit more tuned in, and a little bit more selfish. And I'm a team player to the core. I can read you some of my stats. I can show you what some people said about me when I was playing. I am a team player, even though I was scoring a lot, but I'm a team player first. And I know at certain points of your career, especially when you're coming into a prove me season, you can't always be that nice guy and that unselfish guy. I want to see him a little bit more selfish. I want to see him a little bit more demanding, because with the talent that Colorado can attain, you can be overlooked and benched very easily. I think even if you have a good season for Colorado, you're still going to be sharing a lot of the carries unless you're just completely outstanding. But I want him to get a legit chance to produce and succeed. I want him to understand that with Well Off Me and all these guys around him smiling and laughing, you can be friends with them later. Right now, it is business. And you need to look at it like that. You need to put your head down and be in a show improve on every drill that you're doing, everything that y'all are doing. They're watching. Not only they're watching you to do good, they're also watching to see what you don't do well, so that well, we got another bat that can do this, we got another bat that can do that. Because when he was at Houston, he had speed and power. I know a lot of y'all haven't seen that, but if you read the write-ups and you've seen him, he has speed and power. So he can do both. He can also catch out of the backfield. And so he was close to being a complete back before he got hurt. Okay. And I want him to get that opportunity, but at the same time, I want to see him be a little bit more fierce in these drills and when he's with his teammates, because as you get older in the sport and you start seeing other players come in at your position. You start seeing your carries go down. It's not going to be so funny. When you become a junior and you still fighting to try to get it, to try to get some time, it won't be funny then. And if another back comes in there and he's showing out, of course you want your team to be successful, but at the same time, people like me want to see you get that turn. We want to see you get that success. We want to see you score some touchdowns and get back to who we know you can be. You transferred there for a reason, to show improve, and you're in the position to do that, because one thing about Coach Prime, you have the attention of the world. Like me, I stay up late night for all of you all's games. It wasn't just me, all of us, because we used to be in chats. So y'all was getting the attention that 99% of the teams were not getting, watching 10, 11, and 12 o'clock games. I was even on travel one time, and I stopped by a bar to watch you all in Colorado's games. It was Chili's. Stopped by Chili's, had them turned it. They turned it to the game for me, because they wasn't watching Colorado when I walked in, and I asked them could they turn to Colorado. They turned it. I'm watching the game. A couple of people came into the corner I was sitting, and we all watched it. So, and I was in Wilmington at that time. I was down in Wilmington near the University of UNC Wilmington. So yes, on the coast, which is near the coast, they were watching you. Going into a midnight game. So I'm pulling for Alton. I hope he gets a legit chance. Yes, I may sound a little biased because I am a complete fan of him, and I think he deserves the opportunity. Even though we were fighting for him last year, he kept it professional. He didn't speak out. His mom kept a great attitude when they interviewed her. He was a professional about it, to his credit. He seems to be a nice young man. And you learn a lot about people when they how they act in adversity. Not when everything's going great for them. With adversity hits, see how they act, and you see that real person. And I got a lot of respect for him for how he carried it. Even during the offseason when players were complaining, openly complaining, I never saw anything from him. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I didn't see it. I saw everybody else's, but I didn't see his, and I didn't hear of him speaking out against the situation. But in pulling for him, you don't have to be so nice right now. You're there for business. Now it's the grind. And of course, everybody's watching you. And there's a lot of people like me who's pulling for you to do well. So Alton, put your head down. Always smile. I get it. But understand this business now. And get a little bit selfish with your situation, because it's your career at the end of the day. Make sure you get your education, keep your grades up, just in case you do have to transfer eventually. But in the meantime, man, we want to see you grind, and we wish you the best of luck. So I got my eyes on Alton MCCaskill, sophomore running back, Colorado, praying for a productive season for him. This has been Hunt 919, the Truth of Sports. Ride with me.